Hi, this is Aaron with iBoard Repair and iPhone Data Recovery, and today I'm working on an iPhone SE. So this phone has been to another shop. The customer is trying to pull the pictures from it, and she's taking it to a normal iPhone repair shop. They said that, she said that the phone appears to be turning on, but there's no image on the screen. So I haven't done anything to this phone other than take off the screen so far. The very first step you take when you're working with a no image phone, typically for me at least, is to measure the connector. So I'll go ahead and do that with you right now, and we can see what we're seeing. No image cases are usually pretty easy. Sometimes you can run into some unexpected problems, but for the most part, it's typically not too bad. So this is the LCD connector right here. We'll pull up our ZXW tools, our board view software, so we can see what each line does. I do believe that ZXW does not show the net names. I mean, they do show the net names, but they don't show the diode mode values on the FBC for the LCD connector. So we kind of just have to know what those lines are and what their values are. So we can make guesses based on the names of the line of what the value should be. So we'll pull up the display as well so you can see ZXW. So here is our display connector. As you can see, we don't have diode mode values, so it's hard to tell what's what. But there are some things we know. We know that these should have, these are the image filter chokes, data chokes that go to the CPU. So we know that this value should be like 0.4 or something. So we can just measure those first. This is our negative touch line, negative voltage touch line. That shouldn't have anything to do with image, but that should also have a value if we reverse the polarity of our probes. But first let's just check these ones because it's going to be easy to check there. So it should be ground and then two values, and that should be the pattern that repeats. Can you still see that? Double check. Yeah. So ground, and then what is that? 3, 4, normal, normal, ground, normal, normal, ground, normal, normal, ground. This shouldn't give me a value until I reverse polarity, and then normal. Okay. So over here, PP, LCM, BL. So this is backlight, backlight, backlight. So let's check the 3 backlight lines. If it's just no backlight, then it doesn't even actually need any work at all. But that's normal, that's normal, that's normal. Okay, so what else do we have? LCD to AP. I'm not sure if that normally gives a value or not. PMU to LCM panic. LCM to AP, AP to LCM reset, LCM to chestnut power enable, 1V8, 5V7, negative 5V7. So I know the negative 5V7 and the 5V7 lines are like the main image lines, so let's check those ones first. For the negative line, again, we'll have to reverse the polarity of our probes here to get a value off of it. But that's normal once we do. And then the positive power line is short, so that's great. That's going to be very easy to fix. What is that? That is a positive 5.7 voltage line that powers the image line is short. So let's see where that goes. So there's a cap here, filter here. The other side of the filter shows a couple more caps. I tend to see like the biggest cap go bad a lot of the time, so it might be this one under the shield over here. It could be chestnut itself. But let's directly inject into here first and hope it's one of these caps so we don't have to remove the shield. That'd be the easiest way. So I'm going to inject some voltage into there, and let's see if we can find where this heat is going. So I haven't even taken the board out of the housing yet. I might not have to if the short is right here. So here's the line, here's ground. Might need a little bit more frost than I have. Yeah, that was not very clear, so I'm going to turn down the voltage a bit. And I'm going to freeze this a little more than I have right now. So hopefully we can get a little bit of a slower reading this time. Last time it was just a bit too fast to see what was actually happening. So that's the filter going first. And then right there on the other side of the filter, it looks like it's this guy right here. Yeah, most likely that guy. It could possibly be that one, but it looks like it's that one. So I'm just going to pop that off and let's see if that clears the short. I think it will clear it. So now we can just measure that line again and see if it's still short. And it is still short, so we were wrong. Maybe it's this one next to it. Let's check. Okay, so wrong twice. So let's inject into there one more time. It's most likely going to be under that shield then if it's none of these caps. Yeah. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and pull that shield now. Give me a moment while I do that and I'll be right back. I want to keep this video short. Okay, so we have the board out, so let's remove the shield and double check if it's going to be that cap, because now I think it's going to be. That is like the one main advantage of a thermal cam, is you kind of get a little bit of a more accurate representation of where the short might be without having to like be able to view with your eyes where everything is, because obviously I can't see under the shield. But I'm still fine with free spray. I don't mind doing it this way. So shield is off. I believe this guy was the cap. Let's double check that. Yep. Alright, we'll freeze it again, inject one more time. This time I'll inject into one of the spots where the cap is missing. It's easier to kind of see without it having to go through a filter first. So let's do that. So it looks like this spot will be a good injection point. And yeah, look how quickly that cap heats up. So that was obviously where the problem is, right there. Show it one more time. So watch right here, it's this cap. So I'll touch ground and it's going to heat up. Oh, I guess that doesn't count as ground. This one, you can see it heat up immediately. So that's the problem. So like I mentioned at the very beginning, it does seem to be a common trend that when there's a spontaneous short, I see it be the big cap on the line a lot of the time. I'm going to pause the video for one moment while I answer that phone call. Okay, so we'll go ahead and remove this capacitor, and now the phone should be turning on. I have no problem with it. That line should be fine. In the long run, it's probably not the best idea to keep this many capacitors off of this line, because this line kind of needs those caps to operate smoothly. But for like a short-term data pool, it's not going to matter. And as we can see, once we took that off, once we measure this line now, it's no longer short. And now it's giving the proper reading. So we can put this in the housing and double check that it's turning on, but I expect it's going to give us no problem now. This is a bad screen. Let me grab a different screen. Alright, we'll pop this into place real quick and check its booting, and should be good. This was a very easy one, but no image problems. Problems can be very easy sometimes. And there we go. We have an Apple logo. $60509. So we can just make sure real quick that it's going to take the password and that it actually boots up fully, but I expect no problems at this point. And we're in. So this one's very simple. Sometimes these jobs are quick. All we had to do was know that no image problems a lot of the time can stem, well, the symptoms can show all the way to the LCD connector. So when we measure the LCD connector, it leads us directly to where that problem was. We saw that line was short. We know that that line was one of the power rails that gave us image. So if that's short, it's obviously not giving us power, and we're not going to have image. Once that's cleared, phone turns on, we can pull data. Customer's going to be happy. Thanks for watching. Hope you come again. Bye.